Welcome back to realvacantland.com. This is Luke Smith, and I'm just checking stuff to see if everything's working. It looks like we're fired up and going this morning. Um, so today's topic is summer sale time. It happens sometimes that I run out of cash. So this is kind of cash shortage crunch for me. It's happened in the past, and what I've done is I put stuff up for sale, start selling things, sell, right? So this is a good time if anybody has some land that they're looking at that's got my name on it, ruralvacantland.com. You want to make an offer, you want to offer something, feel free to make an offer. I'm going to go roll through the website best I darn well can this week, and I'm going to start slashing prices on lots of different stuff, especially the ones that have been on the website the longest. And knock down the prices. I'm trying to make videos about lots of them, try to present them better. I'm going to call the county to figure out zoning, what you can and can't do as best as I darn well can. I'm thinking maybe you guys have some recommendations of how I could do that. I would like to start presenting some of these properties. I don't know if it's if I take an audio clip from a phone call and maybe I could play it while I'm shuffling through doing my presentation of these properties. That's kind of what I was thinking. I thought I could record the call with the county, say, hey, can I move in my RV? Can I move in my car? Can I move in a mobile home? Can I build this? Can I build that? Can I make a 500 square foot or 1,000 square foot house? Or, what's the minimum standards in this property? And then kind of ask them, do you mind if if my friends listen into this call, listen in, or my couple people interested in this property might want to listen. Maybe I'll throw some terms like that at the county to try to get their permission for you guys to listen into the phone call, and I could record it and I could play it on my videos presenting these properties. I thought that might help a good deal because I think a lot of people are hesitant to call the county and ask questions about zoning and about what they can and can't do on the property. And as a land buyer, shopper, dealer, anything to do with land, I mean, that's a huge part of dealing with land. What are the entitlements of the property? What can I do? What can I do? I don't think enough people ask about that ahead of time before they buy the property. And I think you guys do, because that's why you're coming around ruralvacantland.com and shopping land on ruralvacantland.com, because we try to target a lot of properties that are quite easy to use, and I present in a lot of the videos the knowledge that I know about those properties, but I think I could step it up a good deal and call in a lot more of these counties as part of my presentation of knocking down prices and moving more land. Ideally, if I had my way, not that it's possible, but I just don't know if there's enough time in the day for me to tackle it, is make videos about all the properties that I've got on ruralvacantland.com, calling the county, checking the zoning, presenting that to you, knocking the price down somewhere that just makes it gone. Like people grab it without asking questions, pricing, right? Blow out basically everything that I'm into, cash back up the accounts, and recirculate that money into a bunch more mail and just send out crazy amounts of mail. And there's a couple places I want to send out a whole bunch more mail that I've researched and I've figured out, and I'd like to step it up a gear. And what I've learned off of sending out lots of mail in the past, I mean, I got this database set up now of all the different offers that I've sent out, and it's over 170,000 offers, cash offers that I've mailed out to people. I mean, that's a lot of mail, 170,000 cash offers in the mail. That's a lot of poor trees, right? There's a fire in the background, burning trees, sending out cash offers. But a lot of people call back and they give me an earful, and I learn a lot from these people. Some people tell me about what kind of land in the area I should be buying, what I should be selling, what I should be avoiding. They tell me about the rules and regulations of their land, that they know what they believe. Sometimes I believe them, sometimes I don't, and I reconfirm it in other ways, and I make my own decision. I've learned a lot about sending out that much mail and going through that many deals. And some of the biggest aha moments have been more recently as I've been getting more detailed with the data and understanding it better in doing these mailers and using more pieces of data, not just the location of the land or something, but lots of different pieces of data from the county to make these offers that I make these cash offers. For those of you who don't know, I make cash offers on land by sending out letters in the mail and say, here's how much I'm willing to pay for your land. Then people call me back and they yell at me, they hate on me, or sometimes they have the sheriff call. I mean, or the attorney general or whoever. Like, they jump up and down because my offers are so low and they think I'm doing something wrong, which I'm not. There's no laws against it. It's not wrong. I mean, some people are happy to sell their land. I think it's just a lot of confusion on what price land actually trades at, when there's a lot of land that's marketed at crazy high prices and people think that's the price it trades at, but it doesn't. And so even now, like, looking at ruralvacantland.com, we've got a whole bunch of properties on the website, like over 300 properties on the website that haven't sold. Like, they're sitting there for sale and they haven't sold. I mean, it's my job to go present those things so people will buy them and get the price right so people will buy them, right? So I'm doing something wrong by those properties sitting there on the website. And that's the point of, that's my number one to do this week. Is go through and put them on sale, and present them better so people take off with them. They understand how they can use them and make them happen. And hopefully I get some pictures later on someday of what they build and what they, some stories. But usually people buy the land and then they go work on it and I never hear from them again because there's so many jobs from there, right? So thank you, everybody. There's my rant for the moment. Comments are flying by. I'm going to try to catch up here. So we started out, like, even before this call started, TK Dawes saying, hey, some of these guys are checking in because we usually do 9 a.m. every Monday morning. This morning I had to take the kids to, it's summer, right? So I had to take the kids to different stuff in school. So, this 10 was when I could do it. Adam Mixel says, good morning. Good morning, Adam. Good morning, TK. Rain Dog says, morning. Good morning, Rain Dog. Jeffrey Day says, morning, guys. Morning, Luke. Morning, Jeff. S. Fairley says, hi. TK Dawes, afternoon. Catsoul's Posh Closet, good morning. Jeff Hinckley, hello. Iowawa, hi, Luke and everyone. Number 4, gutted, just heading off to the gym, so I'll catch up later. Shout out from Wales, nice. Landstream, howdy. Dan Potke, good morning, Luke. Morning, Dan. Jeff, good morning, all these names. Eric M. from Oregon, Angela, Iowawa, Angela, Michael Martin, 5 acres plus with a stream, some kind of running water. That not in the west. So he's looking for 5 acres with a stream. It's not in the west. I'm thinking Wyoming, but I guess that's west. But I'm just looking at Wyoming deals right now, researching Wyoming deals. With a stream, not in the west, 5 acres. You know what we might have? Let me pull this up. So this is Michael Martin asking for 5 acres, not in the west, with a stream. And I've got the map search pulled up. And I think if we go to Michigan, this one might fit it. Might be, I'm not sure there's a stream on that property, but there's streams near. That one doesn't have a stream on the property. There might be a stream in the back. Let me think. So Wisconsin might do it. What I'm on right now is I'm on ruralvacantland.com and I'm on the map search part of the site. And if we zoom into these different properties, these are probably all sold. There's a green one hiding behind there, isn't there? Is there 2 listings in the same spot? That one doesn't have a stream. Let's see if this. So the green ones are still for sale. The red ones are sold. That might have a swamp. I'm not sure it has a stream. It's forest land. I'm trying to think. I think the stream ones might be sold over here. But we've had some in the past. These ones are all sold, I'm pretty sure, yeah. I'm striking out. 5 acres with a stream. I think Tennessee's got some 1/3 of an acre kinds of ones with a stream, but not 5 acres. Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't think of 5 acres with a stream not in the west. I think we've got some coming up. That kind of size. There's one particular that I'm doing the paperwork on right now I think it's 6 or 7 acres in Washington with a stream. It's Washington, that's in the west. That doesn't fit, but Okay, so let's keep going. So we got Phil Blanc, hello, Illinois. Mag, hi, Luke. When you say call county, do you mean assessor's office? That's a good question. So Mag 3690 saying call county, what do I mean? When I call a county, I mean, yeah, I call the recorder's office when I'm trying to figure out title. I'll call the assessor's office when I'm trying to figure out what's the deed before the previous one or something that changed the ownership of the property, and the assessor will give me the document numbers, and I'll go back and I'll call the recorder's office and order those documents, right? I call, that's what I use the assessor for. But what I'm talking about calling the county for what I can use the land for, it's usually zoning or building departments, and they might have different titles depending on what the county is and whoever set them up, what they thought the right title of that county should be. But yeah, it's some kind of zoning, and call the zoning people of that county. Usually just Google the county's name and zoning and see who comes up and start calling. Lots of times they'll forward you on to somebody else anyway, right? So you call them and say, hey, I'm interested in buying this property over here, and my friend's got a deal, and I don't want to tell them it's on the market because I want them buying it, if I'm shopping the property. Let's say my friend's thinking of selling this one to me. I'm just trying to figure out what I could use it for before I buy it from him. And can I put a mobile home on there? Can I put a apartment complex on there? Can I put shopping? Can I put a car garage? People ask me, I want to fix cars, or I want to park semi trucks. I want to park my semi trailers there, or I want to build a home. Does it have to be like a regular square home with square windows and square garage, or can I build it round, and can I build round windows on my round home and triangular door? Some places won't let you do that. Some will. So just kind of asking basics. What can I do? What can I do? What are the majors? Like, what are people usually asking you? And they can kind of figure out what other people in that market are looking for. Like, everyone keeps calling and asking if they can move in the RV. They can do RV living. Okay, can you? What kind of zoning can I do RV living in that area? I'll ask them that kind of stuff, because I'm trying to figure out what's the most useful land in the area, and I could go make offers on that kind of land and get some more of that to put on to ruralvacantland.com and present to you guys. And I'm sure you guys would take off with a lot faster than some property that you can only camp on for like 1 week out of the year, and it's got no access, and it's like, yeah, that stuff's hard to sell. I don't want that. So that's what I mean by calling the county. Mag 3690 is asking. Okay, Maria, anything you own in Florida? Yeah, let's go to Florida. So let's look at the Florida stuff. I don't personally own any of the Florida ones. The Florida ones are all the partners on the website. So thank you to everybody that's posting land on the website. What I do is, if you guys are curious, I charge $200 to usually people I know that are like in the land business. I charge them $200 a month to post properties on the website. It's not open to realtors and just anybody off the street. It's kind of, I don't want to say invitation only. I mean, pitch your case and it would probably be able to put you on there. So I offer $200 a month, and then if nothing sells, I'll refund you the $200, because I think you should be having land that's up for sale that actually sells, and that's what I'm charging for. It's not to just post stuff all over the place that doesn't sell. Like, I don't want a bunch of land on the website that's at stupid prices that doesn't sell. It just mucks up the market and misinforms people about what pricing is. And I'm a culprit of that right now. So that's part of me putting land up for sale this week. I'm gonna try to knock prices down and get that stuff gone and start fresh, start new with all new land going in, especially by the time fall comes around. But hopefully I could pull it off in a week, do a blitz, sales blitz. So we're in Florida. We're looking at land, Levy County. These are already really cheap. I think they're like $2,000 and $3,000 a lot. I just made some videos about these a couple days ago. This one, well, okay, $4,000 for this one, because I think it's got the utilities and stuff. The one over here, I think the utilities are a block away or something, and I think he's charging $2,000 for this one. Yeah, so Andy Barnhart's charging $19.95 for this one. So let's say he's got a bunch of these properties on the website, and they don't sell. He just says, Luke, nothing sold this month. What the heck? I give him his $200 back. It's not like listing properties on all these other websites, like all the CoStar websites that charge crazy amounts of money, in my opinion, to post these properties, whether you sell them or not. And then they syndicate in a whole bunch of crappy listings off the MLS, people just dreaming for stupid prices. I mean, yeah, it's really easy to compete with those guys, but I mean, that's not the audience I want to attract to this website. I want people that are real about buying properties, not just dreaming, shopping. People start at the CoStar websites, and I think as they start finding good prices, they come around to ruralvacantland.com and other land dealer websites like it. Like down at the bottom of the website here, we've got some other land dealer websites like the Terrain Project, Circle 7 Land, Moonlight Land, Landologist, American Land Reserve, Land Pin. I mean, there's others I should have on there, but those are some good ones. I don't make any money off of those people putting the links on there or anything. They're just other land dealing websites that make sense to me. So we've got $25.99 for a quarter of an acre, Levy County, Florida. I mean, there's houses just down the street. I mean, these roads look like they work until you get up to the last. You know, it's just like a long private driveway, right? So, I mean, this looks easy to drive up here, and then it looks more podunk to drive the last little bit. But I mean, that's like taking care of your driveway to get into the property. And it also means like nobody's driving by right in front of your house. And if you look at this neighborhood, I mean, there's mobile homes in the neighborhood, so you could probably put a mobile home on a property over here, just like these guys are doing over there. Got their boat in the backyard, power line running down this street. Looks like there's a power line on that street. This street might not have the power line, but there's probably one close. And if you look at this, there's a whole bunch. How do we get out of this map? So if we go back to, let me kill a couple of these. If we go back to the map search on ruralvacantland.com, there's a bunch of them to look at. And so you could probably study, or if you're going out to the neighborhood, you could map these out on here. You could do it on your phone. You can zoom into this map on your phone and click on the next one over and click the GPS coordinates on there. It'll give you driving directions to the next one, You can go visit all these properties. Be like, oh, wow. He priced one at $2,000 and it's got a power line. He couldn't see it because it's in the trees or whatever. Like, I'm taking that one. Or, man, the dogs are crazy over here. The neighbor has crazy dogs. Get me out of here. Like, go search a bunch of these and see which ones work the best for you. But yeah, there's a bunch of houses around, so I know there's utilities. Here's one with a house across the street, so that's probably got utilities. Like, it looks like they got a power pole over here. Not that you need a power pole, but corner lot, home site in Central Florida. Let's see what he's asking for this one. $2,995. I mean, I'd rather pay $3,000 for a property with a power line that goes right by it than $2,000 for one that doesn't. But you got the choice of choosing. So here's some Florida. Now there's Panhandle, Florida right now too. There's some Panhandle, Florida. Unless some new ones have come up since I looked a couple days ago. I think the next closest Florida is over here. I think these are Jason Lydiard properties. Let's see. Well, those are all sold. Oh, come on. They're all sold. No, I wanted to have some more to show you. No. Okay. So the Panhandle ones are all sold. But we've got some Levy County ones in Florida that are still for sale. So you could put a mobile home, you could build a house, you could probably rent it out part-time, and you just get some great weather. So some really good weather to go take advantage of. And I don't know what the coastline's really like along there, but I'm sure there's some beaches around, especially down south more. The beaches get nice along this coast here. This whole stretch is amazing beaches. North of it, it's amazing fishing. So you're going to get all those backwaters are great fishing. Okay, so back to the comments. Illinois, the tax hole. Yeah, exactly. Lots of taxes on those. You don't see any properties in Illinois on the website. I had some for a while. Ooh, nobody liked those taxes. Adam Mixell. Luke, do you have any mobile home friendly property in Izard County, Arkansas? So I don't know if you noticed, guys, but if we go to Izard County is like getting vacant on the map. So what happened is I had a whole bunch of Izard County properties, and I sold tons and tons and tons of them. You can see the cluster of them over here. And then last week, the state started taking some of the last of the ones that I had for sale away. It doesn't mean they're gone. I could still pay the state and the taxes on them and get them back, but in reality, it's cheaper for me to go buy other ones than to pay the taxes on those back ones. So I'm just letting the state take them. And I lost my screen. Here we go. Let's make sure things are still working. I got all these lights that say this is good and that's bad with the video feed. So yeah, right now I don't see, there's nothing left on the screen. There's a couple left in Baxter County next to here. I don't think any of them are actually mine anymore. These are Aaron English. Aaron English has got a third of an acre. He's asking $999. Yeah, or 100 down, $100 a month owner financing. So Aaron English will finance them or cash. So you just have to talk to him about the notes on there. But I'm all out unless some people stop making payments on some of the ones I sold on payments. I'm out of those properties. I could go do paperwork. I could get some more. I'm sure I could get more if I really set my mind to it. But I cherry picked the best of the best properties in those areas out of all the easy sources for them, and sold them. And so I think if I go back and dig for more, they're going to be further from the water. They're going to be further from the paved streets. They're going to be further from infrastructure, and they're going to have the more restrictive codes, like the Horseshoe Bend neighborhood here where most all these are at. They want you to build. I mean, they want you to build like a 800, 900,000 square foot or something house. A lot of it can be carport, but they don't want mobile home. They want you to build a house. Every now and then I find some properties outside the neighborhood. Every time I've found those, they're like the first ones to go. They're gone. So sorry, Adam. That's selection's dried up over there. Let me pull this up. Mag3690. Luke, please make a video series when you have time on things to look for before one buys raw land. Suggest websites one can use to look for a comparison or similar land. Its usage, population. There's a good request. So Mag3690 saying, make a video series when you have time on things to look for before one buys raw land. What if I did it a little bit different way? Because I'm kind of greedy, right? So I'm in the business of selling land. The properties that I have. So what if I start going back and researching the properties that I have and record it? I think that would make more sense. Like if I do, I never know what's okay to record and not. So like calling these county people on the phone, I could pipe them in to a video like this and say, hey, do you mind if some of my friends listen into this call? I don't have to say 500 people. I could just say it's some of my friends, right? I've been at conferences where gurus of whatever have done calls like that. One of my favorite, most inspiring ones was, can't remember the guy's name. Robert G. Allen. He had a real estate conference I flew from college to go to in Chicago. And I stayed with a friend of mine from high school who had a place in Chicago. It's this cool place. It's like 30 floors up and all glass, and had a lightning storm, and you could like look down and see lightning going off. We were in the clouds. It was an amazing place to stay. I don't know how he got that place, but it was really cool. And from there, I could go to the conference. And another friend of mine from Michigan had bought the tickets, and it's like your spouse comes for free. He didn't have a spouse because he was like, 19 or 20 years old. So he invited me, and I hitched along for free. I'm the spouse, right? And I had to buy plane tickets and found a place to stay. And he did this call, and his his show is all about negotiating the purchase of land to turn it into cash flow property. So he wanted to buy a house, no money down, and rent it out somehow to like get the cash flow going more than he bought it. So a lot of his deals were owner finance and structuring it so the person that's in there would be, taking back payments, and you could sell something or sell the palm trees out of the front yard, or sell all the furniture, or sell the car in the garage that you negotiated into the deal to help make the down payment or something. And that was really popular in that time era. It's not as popular right now, but he would call these people up. He would have people from the audience bring in newspaper articles. That's the time we were talking, bring in a newspaper article about a house for sale by owner, not with a real estate agent, but for sale by owner. And he'll call them live in the conference and negotiate the purchase of the property, no money down. And he would ask, do you mind if a couple of my friends listen into this phone call? And the guy on the line would be like, oh yeah, sure, no problem. And maybe laws have changed since then, and you got to tell people that you're recording stuff. So I think I should research that before I do this. But there'd be like 500 people in the audience. He'd be like holding his finger up, while he's talking on the phone. And they had it microphoned out to the audience. And he'd just start negotiating in front of a huge audience. And that was very inspiring to me. Not the deals that he was doing, but the way that he presented it and did those deals over the phone with the whole audience watching. That was inspiring to me. So there's something in the back of my mind that says I want to bring that presentation to YouTube and you guys one of these days. And I don't know if I totally have the nerve to do that. I'd probably like choke up and stuff, but I think it would be fun. So maybe I could do that with the county guys. And let me research some rules first before I do it. Okay. So Mo H says, good idea, Mag 369. Yeah, I think it's a good idea too. I think it'll be cool. The kinds of stuff that we research, where to get the information, and really a lot of it comes to picking up the phone and asking. And we're in a huge technological era of awesomeness going on right now, where we've got great information all over the place. But when it comes to legal stuff and things that could be construed as legal advice, it's not on the internet. At least it's not trustworthy. And so someone from the county, like the county whatever office I end up calling, they don't want to be like publishing stuff on the internet that says this is the way it's done, this is the law, this is how it is, this is the rule, because they don't want to be responsible for it. And because there's a lot of rules to interpret, and there's layers and layers of rules to interpret. And the same with me. I don't want to be responsible for saying this is what you can and can't do with the land, because I don't want you guys to take that literally and go build something or not build something or whatever, and then get in trouble and come back to me and say, Luke, you told me I could build a warehouse here. I might have said you could build a warehouse, but I didn't know you were going to build like an airplane hangar and grow marijuana in it, or whatever, right? And the rules change, or they don't change. It's just there's different interpretations of the rules. And so my interpretation might be different than your interpretation. And so I got to be careful about how and what I say. But I think if I get the county on the line and give you a flavor of what is believed and what is thought and how it could and might be, you could run with that, and you'd be a lot better off shopping legal advice on figuring it out. Can I recommend, so back to Mag 3690, while we're in this live call, can I put one legal website up that I've had fun with? Look at this. You can't see it on my screen, but it's one of my bookmarks right now. There's this website called casetext.com. And case text is, it says my trial has expired there at the top of the screen, but they give you like a 14-day free trial, and you don't even have to put in a credit card. And what it has all kinds of laws and legal stuff for whatever jurisdiction your land is in. And I was researching the implications of different kinds of easements, because I've been researching easements because I'm always looking for access to properties and trying to understand what kinds of easements and how they have to be worded to be useful in different areas, and just trying to get better ideas of what some of the cases have been that set the bar for some of those easements, right? So that's what I was researching on this. But you can use it for all kinds of things, whether it's land and real estate or your business, life, whatever throws at you, right? It has Black's Law guides in there, and Black's Law is like a dictionary for different kinds of laws. And so Black's it'll say stuff. It is commonly known that like this is the way the rule is. Based on many cases, it's been figured that it's this way. And so you can put normal English stuff in there, searches like easements in California, or ingress, egress easements, stuff like that I was researching. And you can find the main cases that deal with easements, and you can read them. And you don't even have to read the case, because they've got synopsises of the case, and they've got kind of like their Cliff Notes versions of the case written by judges, written by attorneys, from different points of view. And you can read the different points of view, and you can get a really good idea of what the law is on that without hiring a lawyer, and without really having somebody that you could go back and sue and say, you told me this and it didn't work. This is a way that law can be presented to people without being culpable for it not being right. So I think that's a really good tool, and I should probably be signed up for this thing. But I mean, you can do it by the month. Whenever you have a question of researching something, you can just go pay for a month and go use it for a month. You don't have to have like the 3-year subscription like the other law services that I've looked into have, and this is a lot cheaper than the other ones. This is like the runner up. They've got good stuff, but they're not Bloomberg Law. They're not Thomson Reuters, whatever they're called, or LexisNexis Advanced one. They're second string, but their prices are a heck of a lot lower, a lot easier to use. So I think it's a good place to start. But if you're going to run your own law practice, you should probably go for one of the fancy ones with artificial intelligence to really get into what you're researching. This one does artificial intelligence, but maybe not as high end as the others. Okay, so let's keep going. But that's a source that I doubt many people use to go research land. Angela knew, hello, I just tried to pause video. Yeah, it's live. You can come back again. I think if you pause it, you just end up with the recorded version later. Ganga Rai says, hello, sir. I'm looking for land in Harrisburg, Lewisberry, Pennsylvania. So looking in Pennsylvania, I don't think we have any Pennsylvania on the board right now. I've had some in the past, and but yeah, I mean, that was, I think, an older rendition of the website. We don't have any Pennsylvania stuff on the board right now. I've got a guy who might be listening who is really telling me I should be mailing some of these parts of Pennsylvania and willing to pay for it and everything. And I was looking into it to do it and start researching. And I was finding houses in the areas that I thought I should be mailing for land that were so cheap it didn't make sense to me to go buy land and build houses. I'm sure that's not the case in every neighborhood in every instance, but there's versions of that there that got me hesitant to spend a bunch of time and money on mailing some of those parts. But I'm sure there's land there that's worth a bunch. I'm just apprehensive when the houses go for so low, what the response is to go sell land into that market. And the tax side of it too seems to be thicker than holding on to properties in the West. Okay. Phil Blanc says, what do you think of Oklahoma should have checked but ever sold? Yeah, so let's look at the Oklahoma. I think everything's sold in Oklahoma. And we don't have any on the board right now. Yeah, I think everything we had on there in the past has been sold. And it had so what happens is some of the guys that sell land on the website, they sell and they don't have any more stuff to sell, and they're like going to go back and start over, and they stop paying their subscription to the website, which is fine. You come and go all you want, right? And so I think the back office delist the, you don't see the listings on there anymore. I think they're just unpublished because they unpublished everything that person or persons had on there. So I think those are all off right now. So all the Oklahoma ones aren't showing up. They're all gone. They're all bought up before anyway. But maybe that particular person or persons will do some more Oklahoma mailings and come back, turn the lights back on again. Let's see. Rocky Gear, half acre for sale in Royal Highlands, Florida, $12,000. Royal Highlands, Florida, $12,000. There you go. Roy Merrill says, hey from Texas. Hey, Roy. Angela New, good idea. Kurt Buff, that's a blast from the past. Bob Allen, yeah. Bob Allen, Robert G. Allen, Bob Allen. There you go. Kurt Butterfield's heard of the guy. Yeah, he had Carlton Sheets at the presentation, and if I can remember all the names, it was like a who's who of the real estate gurus at the time, right? And I didn't use his information right then. I was in school. I had no money. But not too long afterwards, I started buying some houses. A lot of the same ideas, things I learned from there. I learned a lot in those presentations, those conferences. Gina M says, I would like to find about 10 acres unrestricted land with stream that I can place 2 double wides on. 10 acres unrestricted land with stream. I think I'm going to have some Wyoming land for you pretty soon. I'm doing paperwork on some Wyoming land that has some streams, a couple different stream properties in Wyoming. I mean, some of them are like 160 acres or 40 acres or 10 acres. There's different sizes, so it might be bigger acres than you're looking for or you're thinking about. But some of the Wyoming stuff, I mean, it's 160 acres, 10 acres, it's like the same price. So why not? You know, if you get a good one, you might end up with a lot more land. In Wyoming, I mean, the rules are wide open. No income taxes. So you've got a dichotomy of people that live there. I mean, you got people that are avoiding income tax, and they'll have their main house there, but they might only spend part of the year there to avoid income taxes. And they buy these fancy places up in the mountains or by why can't I think of it, just south of Yellowstone, Jackson Hole, Wyoming, or in that area, crazy price land. And you've got other beautiful parts of Wyoming that just, yeah, they're beautiful, and they're not I don't know how to say it, not appreciated like they ought to be. So maybe one of those properties. This should be coming up on the website as soon as I get the paperwork all the way through. Iowawa, do it by role playing with your friend after a real call. There we go. That's a way to get around the recording people over the phone and not getting full on permission. That guy's smart. Iowawa right there figured it out. I could even be a talking head. Hi, I'm Luke. Hi, I'm the county. Yeah, that might be a little too much. But yeah, roll calling, that's a good way to do it. Smart Alec, no cannabis hangers. I'm out. Yeah, exactly. We started posting properties on another website. So as part of the listing properties on ruralvacantland.com, we post them on other websites. And we've had a rotation of websites over time. People keep asking what websites we're doing. I mean, a lot of them don't get much of any traffic or get anything. My little website, ruralvacantland.com, I mean, it's constantly at least 200 different unique users a day, if not 500 on some days. And some of these other websites, I mean, it's like they don't have a pulse. Or they get a lot of people that don't do anything. It's hard to find good websites to post them on. But my point was, there's a website we're testing right now called 420properties.com. And it's free to post properties on there. So we're trying it. And then they got like $29 a month. You can promote them up to the top and might get more traffic. I'm testing a couple different ways and seeing what the if it's worth it. Some of the marijuana properties. Gyandarai, you didn't respond to my comment. Okay. Let me see. What do you ask? I'm looking for land, Harrisburg, Lewisburg, Pennsylvania. Yeah. So Gongora, I don't have any land in Pennsylvania, in any of the wherever Bergs or Berries in Pennsylvania. We don't have any Pennsylvania land right now. I'm sorry. This is for sale by owner land. So when I don't have it, I'm not like a realtor. I don't go out and try to find someone else's land to pimp to you and mark up a bunch of fees. If we don't have it, we don't have it. Gina M. My oldest son will be 18 in January. He wants land for a greenhouse and start a hemp farm. There you go. I mean, there's lots of places you can do that, Gina. California is wide open, north to south, all over the place. I think Washington, Colorado, one that a lot of people don't realize, and I don't know if he's medical, he's probably recreational. If he's thinking recreational, he'd probably stick to the West Coast or Colorado. But if he's medical, it's not priced in Arizona. Like Cochise County, I keep pointing out Cochise County because I think we still got properties for sale there, and the laws are really lax. Cochise County will let you grow medical marijuana like crazy amounts. I thought I had the map on the screen. So we got this pulled up. We got Cochise County over here. You can grow unlimited quantities. There's something about that makes more economic sense than California's 6 plants, or you got to get all these permits to grow more. But Cochise County, you can grow unlimited medical marijuana. You have to have a business plan in place, and the business plan has to include how you're going to get this stuff to market and who you're going to sell it to. So there's like one dispensary in the county, and maybe it's time to set up another one. I think it's in Benson. Yeah, I think Benson's got the only dispensary, if I remember right. But you got to be able to get it from your grow to the Benson dispensary without being checked by the Border Patrol guys. And there's Border Patrol, different stops along the way on the freeway in and out of there and stuff. There's Border Patrol. Border Patrol's federal, and they search for the stuff, and they get mad at you if you got it. So easy way to say it. But if you can come up with a plan to get this stuff to market in Cochise County, the county will say, yeah, go ahead, grow medical, unlimited amounts. Like, how much can you grow and get it to market? You can do it. So I've had numerous people buy land from me to go do that in Cochise County. And after that, because I own land near the land that they bought, they go through the process of getting the permission, and part of the permission is sending letters out. And I get a lot of these letters. Other guys that you own land, you probably got these letters too, is that so-and-so, such and such, is requesting permission to grow marijuana on their property. And they don't use the name marijuana. They'll say, something more scientific. And that will, they are asking the neighbors. So as long as the neighbors don't complain, if there are any neighbors, or don't complain much, or there aren't very many of them, or majority or whatever, you can go for it and you can grow. And so I got a bunch of those letters. I'm always like, yeah, go for it. Do whatever you want to do. It's your land. Sending them back. Hopefully my speech gets in there. It's the one vote that's like rah, rah, rah. And not trying to shut them down, because it's probably most anybody that ever responds to those things are just complaints, but whatever. So hopefully that's an idea. That's one way to do it. Gina M saying 40 acres would be okay. You could grow a lot in 40 acres, especially if you did it inside. Or some kind of greenhouse or half-shaded greenhouse or something. This part of the world is probably going to be more trying to control the sun than get the sun. See. Rain Dog says, what do you do if you find someone has built a house partially on your property? Yeah, there's a good question. I mean, so sometimes people build fences on your property. They'll build houses. They'll build pools. They'll build sheds, garages, parking lots, all kinds of stuff, right? What I would do is I would go back. Where's my website? Whatever. I can't figure out how to get out of here fast enough. I would go back to this website, Better Legal, and look up the area that your problem is, and look at structures on my land. Start searching and look at other cases, what other people are doing, And this system will show you the most referenced cases, the ones that other lawyers and attorneys are looking at and pointing at. So if you went and got an attorney or a lawyer, you said, "Hey, neighbor built a house on my land. What do I do?" I've talked to him, went and knocked on his door and asked him about it, and he just slammed the door and said, "Get out of here, I'm getting my shotgun," And so the guy's just being a jerk, but he's built on my land. And, I thought we could just come to a conclusion. Maybe he pays me some money and I'd look the other way or give him, a break on the property line or something. Or he gives me this and I give him, that, because it's going to cost him a heck of a lot of money to move his house. I'd take half of that and I'd be happy. So it's he's got a problem, right? You can look at cases, you can see what other people have done, but I mean, you can hire an attorney and you could sue him, or you could write him a nasty letter, say you're going to hire an attorney, and say make it right or else. I've gotten those kinds of letters from fences and things on land that I have or had, and it usually comes to a negotiation. Okay, what do you want? And they want access, or they want they want to keep their view open, or they want to be able to keep horses on your property so they got more grazing rights, or they usually want something. It's usually a barter more than money, and like drawing up an easement or a break to allow them to use that part that they're using, or sometimes it's trading. Why don't we trade this land for that land? Why don't we do this barter or that barter? And that's usually how it gets figured out in my experience. But I'm not there. I'm not like living there and emotionally attached and everything. Whereas if your emotions start getting involved, I think it's a lot harder to come up with a logical solution to solve the problem. And then it ends up in stuff like wherever, this website up here, a case later on that you could study. But, okay, so how much property are you talking about? Gina M. So the Cochise properties, I mean, you can get, I think there's 5 acres on there for like $1,500 right now, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe $2,000, $3,000. You can totally get some acreage. I think the plan was I was going to show you the newest properties on the website, and the questions started going on in the comments. They got sidetracked, but I think there's some Cochise on here. Well, here's Castilla County too. There's one that's Colorado. You might be able to use that for growing marijuana. But Cochise County, look at, here's 20 acres for $12,000. So let's see what part of Cochise County this is and who's got this one up for sale. Because I don't think that's one of mine. Yeah, Curtis has this one up, $12,000 for 20 acres in Cochise County. And it doesn't look like there's really any neighbors there. There might be a couple houses to the south you'd have to send a letter to if you're asking the permission to grow unlimited marijuana. But let's see what part of the county this is. Okay, so Elfrida. So it's just north of Douglas. So Douglas is down here. Douglas, I mean, you're going to have Walmart and supplies like that down in Douglas. I think the dispensary is over here in Benson. And Tucson's over here. That starts getting into the next county. But this is all, this whole area here is Cochise County. It's like right in the middle of the county. And it's just trying to figure out if the neighbors are going to complain about you having a massive grow farm there or not. If you start making your own dispensary on the property with people coming and going, there's probably more chances of the neighbors complaining. There's a high school over here. I think there might be restrictions of how close to schools you can be, but that still looks like a long ways from the school. Just go ask the county, like call them and ask them, hey, medical marijuana, want to grow. See what they say. Okay, so we've got Iowa in Oklahoma. It was sold sooner. Yeah, it's like months ago. The Oklahoma stuff's been sold off the website. Herb says, you got the best deals in the U.S. I've been speculating real estate for 20 years. Nice. Thanks, Herb. I like that comment. Best deals in the U.S. Yeah, but there's still some that are up for sale, so maybe I'm just not presenting them right. Maybe that's what's wrong. Got to get them moved. Got to get them out, because we can always go get more. That's the idea, right? We can always go get more. And I got this database system now to keep track of the offers I've made, keep track of the deals that are going. And I got to spend some more time pushing the deals that are happening forward. But I'm going to be marking down prices and selling stuff and working the deals that are happening and doing a heck of a lot more mail. So as the ones are selling and the money's coming in from the sales, it's just going back into mail. I owe a bunch of people mail that are probably on this call. I haven't sent out the full amount of mail that they paid for. And so that's the other thing that I've got going on right now. I've got people giving me money to pay for mail, and I'm doing these mailers to the best of my ability and sending them out, answering the phone like crazy. A couple different people answering the phones with me, taking the calls on those mailers. I was just opening a bunch of mail this morning from people mailing back. I mean, we can laugh at some, right? So here's a good example. So Scott Campbell's one of the guys taking calls with me. So this guy sends a letter back. Here's a letter I sent out. I offered, this is Skagit County, Washington, offered $46,127.37. I like the sevens in there. Statistically, the sevens are accepted more than, the sevens and nines are accepted more than other numbers. So if you look at the website, a lot of my land is priced ending in a 7 or a 9. And marketing is similar items next to each other. If one ends in a 0 to a 6 or an 8, and then the one next to it's either got a 7 or a 9 on the end, the one with a 7 or a 9 on the end sells 3 times more than the ones next to it with a 0 to 6 or an 8 on the end. So even in making my cash offers, I take those statistics and I run with it, right? So got a couple sevens in there, dollars into 7 and a pennies into 7. So I offer the guy $46,000 basically for his 10 acres. And he says some nasty words, F off, not for sale, don't contact me. It's like, why do you even pay for postage to send it back? Just throw it in the trash, dude. But whatever. So I get lots of those, but I learn from them. I learn what kind of offers work and what kind of offers don't. And then I send out more. And so now I'm sending out a lot more. And I think we'll get a lot more deals. They're happening. I got a queue of deals to work on. And so I'm really excited about that. There's a link in the description below this video. If you want to be involved in those mailers, I'm sending out a lot more mail, like crazy amounts of mail, crazy amount of deal flow, turning it up a notch. So Herb says we got the best deals in the U.S. I think I'm learning more, Herb, and they're going to get better. So we'll see. Maybe I'm just full of myself, but I think the education is getting better, and I'm learning, and it's getting easier. So we'll see how it goes. Herb, I've got 20 acres with cabin in West Virginia for 30. It's all fenced with spring. There you go. Herb's got some land with a cabin. Angela Nadeau, I think I'll call and bounce ideas off you. Luke, do you ever answer the phone, or that's why you pay assistance for? Yeah, I answer the phone a lot, guys, as much as I can. And but oftentimes I'm answering the phone and there's like 3 other people ringing at the same time. Like I can't answer them all, because I send out the mail, right? Send out crazy loads of mail, and people are calling back and yelling at me, and they're saying I'm not selling to you at a stupid low price. But that's me filtering through the deals and getting good ones for you guys to buy. And that's how it goes. Real estate agents don't do that. At least none that I know of do that kind of stuff for you to get good deals. I think that's what they should be doing, but they should go knock on the door. Like if you like the neighborhood, they should go knock on all the doors in the neighborhood, see who's willing to sell at the best price for you, right? Amitha Williams, yes, Luke answers the phone. Okay, thanks, Amitha. I must have got her calls. He's very helpful. Yeah, just feel free to call, give it a try. Angela, thank you, Amitha. Keith Litham, I don't see a damn thing to the neighbor start a campfire, because if you say something first, your campfire was premeditated. I think he says, I don't say a damn thing to the neighbor. That's probably what he means, Keith. I don't say a damn thing to the neighbor, start a campfire, because if you say something first, your campfire is premeditated. Yeah, there you go. So just do it and then ask for forgiveness later instead of asking for permission. Luke, when I buy land, should I have it surveyed? That's a really good question, Ringo Starr. Luke, when I buy land, should I have it surveyed? Ringo Starr is asking. I have bought I bought thousands of properties, thousands that I have not got surveyed, and they're vacant though. They're vacant properties. I'm buying vacant properties. I'm not buying ones with structures on them. Like earlier comment, somebody was asking about, what if I got some land and there's someone else's house and part of the land? To me, that's a bonus because, for one, if you don't mind it being there, you got the upper hand on the neighbor. The neighbor's like, oh, you can't do that because of zoning. I'm like, what? You're not going to tell anyone, right? Because your house is on my land and I'm going to start making a stink about it. Like, they're never going to say anything. They're going to be like the nicest, most complacent neighbor ever, right? Because they don't want you to start picking on them about the house being on your property. And if you got a big enough property, does it really matter? If you're buying it, knowing that going into it, does it really matter? I mean, you're making a decision ahead of time. But I think where it does matter is if the seller is presenting the land to you and it's like they think it's from here to there, and they might even have stakes in the ground. They're just put in the wrong place by who knows who. It might have been their brother who thought he was a surveyor. And you make a decision and you see one little spot of the property that's like perfect to build the house, and it's got the best view of the lake and the water and the ocean or something, and you're paying a bunch of money for this, and you want that spot. You want to make sure that spot is on your land. You should be getting it surveyed. If where the driveway comes, it looks like it's snaking the neighbor's corner and it's just getting barely by there, you should probably get it surveyed. Figure out where that corner is. If it looks like their house is built right up to your lot line when there should be a 10 or 20 foot setback, and it bugs you because it's going to be hard for you to build up to that 10 or 20 foot setback with that house right there and still fit in a driveway or something, you should probably get it surveyed. I mean, I think you take it case by case, whether you should get it surveyed or not, depending on what you're going to use that land for and what the layout is. Like other times you might be trying to cross a stream and you want the place where the bank's going to be lower or easier, or there's more room to build a bridge before you get to the stream to get to the other side. Like those kinds of logistics, you're going to need a surveyor. You're going to want to get it surveyed. You don't need it, but you're going to want to get it surveyed to figure that stuff out. And sometimes it's setbacks from the roads. Sometimes it's setbacks from neighbors' easements. And sometimes a surveyor can tell you which one it is by looking at the legal descriptions and knowing the customs of the area. Like you think you're 20 foot setbacks from the property line. Well, neighbor's got a 15 foot easement. He might build a driveway through there. The setback might be off the driveway or is it off where the edge of the driveway is, or is it off the edge of the easement, or is it off the property line? Like stuff like that. Those kinds of interpretations are open for debate in lots of areas, and the local surveyor might know what's going on in that area, in that neighborhood, in that jurisdiction better than anybody. So that kind of stuff is really cool to get out of a surveyor. What have I used surveyors for? To close deals. So sometimes people will come and they'll be like, I want to buy the land, but I got to have a survey with it. And so you as a shopper, I mean, you can put that onerous on the seller too. And please don't do it to me, but you could say, seller, hey, I love your land and I want to buy it, but I just want to have a survey involved. Can I buy it subject to a survey, go get the 4 corners marked and that kind of stuff? Or I want to buy it, but I'm not sure where the leach field would go. And I think this is the best place for a leach field, but it says I got to have this setback before it gets to the neighbor's property. I don't know exactly where the neighbor's property is, and there's enough room for a leach field here, but if the neighbor's property is actually there, then it cuts into it, and there's not enough room for a leach field to get the poo to go away, right? That's a good reason to have a surveyor and engineers looking at the leach field. So you can totally do a lot of that stuff before you buy the property. I've had lots of deals like that where they're subject to the person doing that kind of due diligence, whether they pay for it or I pay for it or we split the cost or something, and making it happen. And if it's a basic request and it's not unreasonable, it's got some logic behind it, been doing their homework, sure. If it's just like 5 acres in the middle of Navajo County, way out there somewhere, and they want to get it surveyed, and it's a $500 property and the survey costs $1,500, no, I'm not gonna go pay for survey. But if I think the survey would help the value of my land, whether you actually show up and pay or not, I'll put the survey in there. That's just, yeah. So hopefully that helps. Ringo Star, EOWAWA1. Better to have recent survey already with pins at corners. It's always better. It's nice, but it's not needed too. I mean, you can have that as part of the price of the property. Gina M. Herb, 30,000. He's asking 30,000 or 30 acres or 30,000. Herb's trying to sell his land. Angela Do, LOL, unlimited marijuana. Yeah, right. How much can you grow? Angela, Herb, where is it? You need more subscribers. Ringo Star, you need more subscribers. Yeah, we always need more subscribers. We've got over 7,000 subscribers, but only 54 watching. It's a head scratcher. Yeah. I mean, I'm a talking head right now. This isn't that entertaining, but I think it's information for people that are shopping for land or researching for land. It's great. People that have questions or they have complaints or they have comments or whatever. If I'm always available the same time every week, this week's a little off, but I think that builds a lot more trust. Someone says, hey, there's something wrong. They can always come get me. Iowawa, 8 is the money number. 8. No, 8's not the money number. 7 sells better than 8. 9 sells better than 8 too. And only 18 likes. Here we go. Herb, you can buy land on your website for what most people pay in rent for a month. Yeah, Herb says you can buy land on the website. Yeah, so the website, there's a bunch of them on the website. Cabin needs finished, i.e. metal roof and siding. Okay, so Herb's telling Gina about the cabin. Gina says, thank you for the information. You guys are going back and forth. I'll let you guys do that. Luke, okay. Adam Mixel says, Luke called me back very fast on my land issue. Yeah. Adam, I'm sorry, Adam. Tell other people about it. Adam bought some land and the state took it away like the next day or something. And he tried to pay the taxes. I sold it, you pay the taxes style, and we're getting it figured out. I mean, we can still pay the state. And I was trying to give him other land, but the other land was getting taken away by the state at the same time. So it's always fixable. Luke, the look on your face was priceless. Yeah. Herb, I subscribed to your channel. Would like to talk to you more. I'm in NC, so not that far. Yeah, you guys can go back and forth. 30-foot easement is fine if you know where the line really is. Yeah, so I put 30-foot easements in a lot of the properties that I split up, especially the Arizona ones. The vast majority of the splits I've done are in the Arizona ones because that's where I understand the laws the best. And the 30-foot, I think the minimums in lots of those are 18-foot now. And the idea is, I don't know. I'm going to have it right. But I think 18-foot is enough for a fire truck or something to get through there, right? That's why they come up with 18-foot. But the further out in the future you go, the wider easements you tend to see. Like the old ones, sometimes you see these 8 and 10-foot easements. I mean, those are really hard to use. And you can use them. You just make them a little bigger, a little shoulder room, and ask for forgiveness and stuff. But I mean, if you try to have a garage on there and you're trying to make it turn, you're basically going into the neighbor's yard to get in there. Hopefully they don't put up walls and blocks and everything else to keep you out. But 30-foot starts to work. 30-foot, you can start to have a car going, both ways, and maybe have some room for like a buried power line or power line running down the side of the street without being excessive. I think the 50-foot ones are really nice to have. Like, we've got properties right now with 50-foot easements in San Diego County, for example. But I don't think you need 50-foot. So I think that's giving away a bit too much land, or converting it to easement use instead of other uses. I like the 30-foots. Herb says, I'm moving out west and I hate to leave the cabin empty. Yeah. Smack. Luke, I emailed you so smart Alex says, Luke, I emailed you short letter the other day about getting started in the biz. I know you're busy, so you may have missed it. I can buy a land or the Land Academy course with the savings I have now. Yeah, so smart Alec. I have a hard time keeping up with email. Like, I've got 2 people full time just working on email. Just there's a lot of email questions when it comes to vacant land. People have all kinds of questions. A lot of them are great questions like, hey, can I buy this land at this owner financing? Can I buy it at that owner financing? Can I have an RV there? Can I have, most of those questions are answered in a frequently asked questions part of my website. And so I think it's much more worth my time to make videos like this and answer questions live and try to get through them and try to get them out there to a lot more people than doing one-offs. I answer some of the questions, but the girls doing a lot of the email, they curate what they believe to be the most important questions for me. And I try to get back to those ones, or lots of times I'm calling the people because I'm just trying to like get down to an answer and stop going back and forth, right? So sorry if I missed your letter, but that's just the way it is. It's the only way I can keep up. Like I want to go sell land and not get caught in the communications for the end of the rest of forever. So you're asking about the Land Academy course. Smart Alec, the free Land Academy guide says for a cheap land to resell, just get started. Do you have any properties around 2K that would be a good fit for going this route? So that's a good question. So if I understand his question right, he wants to get started in the land business. He wants to deal land. He wants to buy land, sell land, make money off of it. And so Smart Alec, I think that's great. I love the entrepreneurial spirit, and there's totally room in the business for more people to get started and work on it. I think there's a couple ways you can do it. One way would be to buy some mailers with me. I'm doing these $1,500 for 1,500 mailers. And this might not be the best way for you to start out if that's your only money, but I think if it's a smaller piece of your overall money, that could be a good way to do it. Maybe even buy a couple of them. And I send out the mailers, and I get you set up in my computer system. You start getting updates as people call in, and they write letters, and you see the response, and you see what deals come through. You see my due diligence. I'm doing the due diligence on the properties, and you see which ones I buy, which ones I option, and which ones I just skip altogether. And you can ask why and stuff too. And I run through them, and we end up with some deals. And I go sell the deals. Hopefully I get them all the way through. We sell the deals at something higher than we bought them for. We use other people's money to buy them, or my money maybe. But right now I'm out of money. I'm putting stuff on sale so I can get some more money. And probably use other people's money. And then we sell them, and we split the profits. So you would, I do all the work. You'd put up the money for the mail. That'd be the higher risk kinds of money. But because there's a chance you don't get anything. There's a chance you get some home runs. I mean, we might make 50 grand on one of those deals. And I send you 25, and I keep 25 grand, right? Fill the kitty back up with cash. I just go send out more mail. I go do it some more. Match you guys put up 10 grand, 20 grand, 50 grand, whatever. I'll try to match you and send twice that with my own money and just slam the mailers out. That's one way of doing it. A more conservative way of doing it, which is probably a lot more realistic, is to buy one of the properties off the website like you're suggesting, or buy one of the properties or finance one of the properties that I'm buying and going for. But just looking at the website, looking at ones that are for sale on there, so I have see if I got my maps up. Let me think about this for a second. A good one to resell. I thought I had my map search up, but I closed it and I moved it into Better Legal or something. Okay, so it's loading. I'll try to bring up the map search while I'm talking, but I think you got to do some research. Go look at the market. Look at the market of the area of the land that I've got up for sale. And look at Zillow. Look at Realtor.com. Look at Redfin. Look at Landwatch.com. Look at Land and Farm. Look at what are the other websites, guys? You can put them into the comments. Where do you go look for land for sale? Look at Craigslist, research the area and see if I got some property up for sale. It's like $2,000. Let's say you're looking at the $2,000 kind of property. And the next cheapest thing that's comparable in the area is $10,000. there might be a spread there. You could probably buy it at 2 and sell it at 5 and keep $3,000. And a good way to probably propensate that trade would be to go get real pictures of the property. Whether you're in the area and you can drive over there and take pictures yourself, and you could really get to know what the sales pitch would be of that property. Like you could say, there's a grocery store just down the street that I don't know about because I'm doing this from the other side of the country. Or there's this really good college, there's really good school, there's these jobs over here, there's a factory, there's some place that people could make money, they could get their supplies, they could have parks, they could have things that are going to benefit their lifestyle. And that would be a reason for somebody to move there. Things that are recognizable from afar, like the Grand Canyon, for example. How far away from the Grand Canyon is it? Everybody's heard of the Grand Canyon. So if you put something in the presentation that they can recognize, the guy's telling his wife, hey, there's some really cheap land over here, we could go move over there. And she's like, what? What's over there? There's nothing over there. But yeah, the Grand Canyon's really close. It's only 75 miles away. It's like, oh, I've heard of the Grand Canyon. All of a sudden makes it okay, right? I mean, it's still totally the other side of the country and everything, but because there's something near there that they've heard of, whether it's a Walmart or a United States post office, there's a post office near all these properties. Hint, hint. Walmart's not usually that far away either. But the kinds of stores that they might have heard of and supplies and things, that rubs their comfort level and willingness to buy and move into a property like that. So you could study those, you could figure out those kinds of things that might be way above and beyond everything I know about. The other thing we were talking about earlier in this call was zoning. You could be asking about the zoning on these properties, and you can figure out which ones are mobile home friendly. People are willing to just scoop up the mobile home ones and run with it because they want to. You can buy these mobile homes for thousands of dollars, like ones that people aren't living in anymore, or ones that need to get moved off some property somewhere. And it doesn't take that much to move a mobile home over there if they got the property and, $1,500 moving fee or something. And you got a mobile home on the property. All of a sudden it's rentable, or it's a habitable property. Like you can take it from a piece of dirt to habitable really quick. Mobile homes, like one of the fastest, easiest ways to do that. That's what I would do. I would go through and try to figure out the ones that are the easiest to put mobile homes on. $2,000 property, and shop mobile homes in the area. Not necessarily buy them, but present them. Like here's one, here's one, here's one. $4,000, $6,000, $10,000, $15,000 mobile homes. Fancy versus basic rustic. Put it all together. You can have a place to live by buying this land, paying this guy to move it, and buying the mobile home from these people. Like just give them the whole recipe. I think you could add on a bunch. So at the $2,000 level, I think that's what I would look for. I would, especially ones that are closest to where you are, and you could potentially go over there and get pictures. Otherwise, budget in a couple $100 to get somebody over there to take pictures, maybe 150, 200, 300, 400, $500, depending on how far out it is and the level of quality pictures you're hiring. And shop the area for mobile homes and figure out the rules and regulations. I would do that. That would be my recommendation. So with $2,000, I would search through the website, find mobile home friendly properties, and basically means calling the counties on each one of them and asking, can I put a mobile home on this property? Give them the APN number, the ID number of the property straight off the website. I was going to pull the map up and think of a particular property, but I think you'll learn so much doing that. You could do that and buy a property instead of paying for the course. Sell the property, then use the profits to pay for the course and go do it again. I think you're going to be better off if you do the course somewhere along the way too, because you fill in the gaps, you fill in the cracks and stuff with the information that they give. Okay, let's keep going. Herb, I've been referring people in my chats to your website, please, because you rock. Thanks, Herb. Kevin Lee. Hi, Luke. I'm looking one piece of property with a lot of tree for meditation, but I don't have a lot of money. All about $2,000. Okay, Luke, please have me out. Thanks. Okay, so $2,000 budget, lots of trees. So we just looked at these properties in Florida that were like $2,000 that are in the trees. We got a bunch of them for sale right now in Levy County, Florida. And if you zoom in to these ones, a bunch of trees. I mean, there's a couple of them here with a bunch of trees. Like these are all in the trees. Where we go. So if you look up Levy County, Florida, here's a lot of these are $2,000 lots in the trees. You're gonna get some good weather. Maybe too many bugs for meditation. I don't know, but bunch of trees. Where else can we do $2,000 with trees? If we go to Arkansas, if we go to the map, I went too far. So we're pretty much sold out of Arkansas right now, but we've got a lot of properties. Not a lot, a handful of properties that are left. I don't know why there's like double markers on some of these. Excuse me, I'll figure that out. So I'm rolling through all the properties this week. Oh, so southern Missouri. We've got some properties in here that I think you could probably get lots of trees and $2,000-ish. But the ones I was thinking are more of these Arkansas ones, like Baxter County. Aaron English has a couple properties left on the website. He's asking like $1,000, and there's a bunch of trees there. Bunch of trees, $1,000. So that's half the price you're looking at, and a lot of trees. Other trees. So Missouri, Arkansas. I don't think the Texas ones have lots of trees, and they're not that price. Colorado, southern Colorado, Costilla County, Colorado. I think you're going to get some. Looking at a lot of trees for $2,000. I think they're going to be a little bit more by the time you actually get up into the trees, but I would still research those ones. There's a bunch of them here to look at, and some of them might be mispriced. They might have trees and be $2,000. And there's some trees, or you could plant more trees. Where else would you get that kind of pricing? Those are the ones I can think of right now. Yeah. Just Ollie says, I recommend your site all the time, Luke. Thank you guys. Thanks everyone. Thanks Just Ollie. Thanks Herb. Thanks everybody that recommends my website. I spend a lot of time and energy on it, and I love working with these properties and making them happen, and it warms my heart to hear you guys say that. That's really cool. Thank you. Share on Facebook. Yeah, Herb. Thanks guys. I owe no taxes. LO. They're about 400 years. So Herb's talking about his property still. Go look at Rural Vacant Land site. So many properties, so interesting deals. Yeah, and subscribe to these videos too if you're not already. I'll just keep presenting more properties along the way. Luke, if a lien is put on land, does that mean it can be taken off or only if sold the land when cover the amount owed? Stephanie is saying, Luke, if a lien is put on the land, does that mean it can be taken off? Can be taken. Okay, sorry. If there's a lien on the land, does that mean it can be taken? Or only if sold, the land would cover the amount owed? Good question. Okay, so it took me 3 times to read that to figure it out because I'm not the quickest one on my feet here, Stephanie, but thank you. So I think it depends on who put the lien on the land. I think that's the basis of the question that's probably missing in the understanding. And so if, let's say I'm a gardener and I plant trees for people, for guys that like trees to go meditate or whatever. And somebody's got a bunch of land. They hire me to plant a bunch of trees. They want me to plant like thousands of trees across their acreage. I said, okay, I will. You're going to pay me, right? And they say, oh yeah, we're going to pay you. You plant your trees, get it looking good, and we'll pay you. So, okay. Come to a price, $1 a tree, $10 a tree. I don't know what a tree goes for. Thinking little seedlings, right? And I spend a month out there. No phones, no communications, planting my trees, busting my back, eating my own food, drinking my own water that I bring with me. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get paid so much. He said, $10 a tree. This guy has no idea how many trees I'm planting. Right? Okay, Mr. Landowner, all last month I've been planting trees, and this is how many trees I planted. You owe me this much money. Landowner goes, yeah, no, we got a disagreement, right? But dude, we had an agreement. You're going to pay this much per tree. What's going on? He's like, I don't have that much money. That's more trees than I wanted. Take them back. I'm like, I'm not taking them back. We had an agreement to plant them. Can't rip them out. We're gonna kill them. I don't kill trees. It's not okay. You gotta pay me. I say, okay, we got an agreement. I go to the judge. Say, Judge, guy won't pay me. Judge says, yeah, you got an agreement and he's not paying. Do some paperwork, pay the fees, get through the court. Court says, okay, guy owes you the money. Says, okay, court says guy owes me the money. I got a court order here. Guy owes me money. See if I can find his bank account. See if I can find his assets. Well, I worked on his land, right? Let's just go put a lien on his land. They hire an attorney, file a lien on the land. Liz pending something. We go get it recorded. This guy owes me money. And we got a lawsuit over here. He didn't pay it. He owes me money. He didn't pay it. I can't take his land. Like, my understanding, I can't take his land. I can sit there and I can walk and I can yell and I can scream and I can complain and I can jump up and down. I can't take his land. The guy keeps paying his taxes and he doesn't ever sell it. There's not much I can really do. I could try to find his bank accounts. I could try to find some other assets that he has. Say, hey, I got the court paperwork. Give me his money. He owes me money. Give me the money. If I find his bank account, I could give that paperwork to the bank and they'd give me his money. But I can't find anything. All I know about is his land. I'm just going to sit there and bide my time, and hopefully someday he'll want to sell that land, and it makes sense to pay me off because the person that's buying the land sees it on the recording that he owes me money. And so that's my understanding. I might be wrong. I'm not an attorney. I might be totally out to lunch. Feel free to correct me in the comments. So that kind of lien, that just goes and goes and goes. It's like a mechanic's lien. That's what they call it. My understanding. So the other lien is, let's say the guy doesn't pay his taxes, who owns that property, got all the trees planted and doesn't pay the taxes. Or like my Arkansas ones, I didn't pay the taxes in Arkansas because the taxes are so much in some of those properties. I wanted to make sure someone was going to buy them. And some of those properties are like 0.06 acres or something. I mean, they're so small, they don't really make sense. I didn't know that they were that size when I bought them. So I'm not going to pay the taxes on them, right? Didn't pay the taxes, and that's a lien. That's a lien that you can't, they don't even go get it filed on the recording. That's a lien. That's a tax lien on the property. The county, in most states, it's the county has the right to take the property away or sell the lien off to some investor. In Arizona, lots of times they'll sell it to an investor, and the investor then has the right to try to collect on the property. They'll foreclose. Over time, they can foreclose on the property, say they're not paying taxes. As soon as you pay the taxes, I, the investor, I get paid back plus all my fees and interest and stuff. But they don't pay, and there's a certain amount of time that goes by, whatever that timeline is, different counties and states and things. The investor in Arizona has the right to go foreclose on it, and they say, give me my money or give me the land, and they got to go to court and do the paperwork dance, but it gets the county out of having to be the jerk. It's make the investor the jerk that takes it away from the people. And that case, the lien can take the property away. So maybe in the tree planting case, if you push hard enough, you could foreclose on the property, but I don't think you can because it's not encumbering the property. It's what's called a mechanic's lien, whereas a tax lien encumbers the property. Or a lien from a mortgage, like you sign paperwork, you're the property owner and you're signing with a bank or a land dealer or someone to borrow money against your property, and the property is used as collateral, then they can take the property away. So I believe there's a differential between the styles of liens there, mechanic's lien versus a lien that's encumbering the land. So when you're researching land to buy, it's good to go look. It's good to check the taxes, make sure the taxes are paid off or they're going to be paid off, or that it's part of the deal is who's paying the taxes. In realvacantland.com, it says in the comments, I try to get it in every single property who's paying the taxes, and it usually says title free and clear. Everything's paid on transfer. Believe that's the way of all the properties that I've got up for sale on the website right now. Last week I couldn't say that because the Arkansas ones where you pay the taxes. But now the Arkansas ones are all gone. So Yeah, so there you go. So check the taxes, check for liens. So if you're buying a property through title shop, it's their job to go look for liens. If you're buying it through ruralvacantland.com, you can request a title shop, and I just ask that you pay for the title shop. But I've already checked for liens, right? You get a discount by going on the trust factor of Luke Smith checking, or whoever's selling the land. There's different land dealers on the website. So whoever's selling the land says that there's no liens. You either trust them or go check it yourself. Like, go start calling the county, looking at the old records, look at what's recorded on that county or on that property, and see if there's anything out there. Okay, let's keep going. Luke, I was thanking you for the info. Go back up. LOL. Thanks, Gina. Gina, Stephanie, what kind of lien? Back taxes, foreclosure, exactly. So asking what kind of lien. Not a lien about land taxes or foreclosure. Lien from money owed for a civil issue. Yeah, okay. So civil issue. So if you are not paying your credit cards, or you're not paying your... I've had child support ones, not me. I mean, I'm still with my wife and my kids. I don't have child support as part of the equation, but the properties that I've bought have come back, or that I've been trying to buy, let's word it that way. Properties that I wanted to buy have come back when I'm doing my research that there's a lien on the property for unpaid child support. Somebody owned the property in the past, or owns the property, and they haven't been paying their child support. And the child support fines them and says, hey, you own land, and they put a lien on the land, so you got to pay your child support. Before somebody wants to go buy this land from you, they're probably going to want to make sure your child support's paid up. So I've seen that on properties too, and then I either didn't buy them or had them pay off the child support lien, or negotiate it off, or get it taken off of there. Yeah. So civil issue, it doesn't take the land away, but it makes it very hard to transfer it to the next person if they know what they're doing. Yo, lean on me. Yeah. Angela, only when I'm not strong. Okay. Lisa, first name Sap. Love you, Luke. Always informative. I just keep learning. I learned by the street of hard knocks, right? Oh no, I made a mistake, and learn from that. That's where this information's coming from. If you learn and then not strong, yeah, if you're leaning, okay. Smart Alec, thanks for the detailed answer. I will definitely be looking at everything you suggested and checking your site for something and getting in touch. Yeah, sure, feel free. I think if you can present a property that's ready for a mobile home with a mobile home, I mean, you don't even have to buy the mobile home. Present where they can buy the mobile home to move it over there, and whose moving service charges what to move that mobile home to that property, and what the county charges to set a mobile home on that property. It might be $125, might be $500, $1,000, whatever that is. What paperwork do they have to do? How much do they have to pay? That whole process, like you're going to do it for yourself, and you just present that. I mean, that's priceless. You can make the prices of these things go up. The other way of doing it, knocking the prices up on these things a bunch. If you paid $2,000 cash for it, and then you sold it for $100 a month, $100 down, $100 a month. So it'd be 20 months to get your money back. But I mean, if you did it for 65 months, for let's say, you're going to get more than your money back. So that's like classic banking. You could be the banker, and you could just be the banker on it. Now, how many times can you keep doing that? And you're going to run out of money. You're going to have to sit around and wait for money all the time to come in. That's the shoes I'm in, right? I got a bunch of properties sold on terms. I can't keep doing terms right now. I'm out of cash. I got to sell stuff for cash and get the cash balances back up again. That's what I'm talking about up here. Summer sale. I'm going to be working on knocking prices down a lot this week. Okay. So many bugs. We're talking about Florida. That's Florida lands are. Is there any Florida land that's RV friendly? That's a good question. So the main set of Florida land we have right now is in Levy County. I called Levy County Friday, I think it was Friday, for another guy that was calling in, and they didn't answer the phone. They haven't called me back yet, but maybe if you get them on the phone, you could ask. I have a property in Izard County for sale. There we go. Myra. It's in Gulf Park 2. Is any of the Izzard land swamp? Not that I know of. Well, I'm sure there's swamp in Izzard County, but not the ones on the website. I tried really hard to stay out of the swamp ones. Stephanie S. was searching in Izzard from Ohio. Don't know about those areas. Yeah, a lot of it's on a hill. You can just do Google Earth or Google Chrome, hold down the control button and move the mouse around, and it'll go 3D on you. You can see like, oh, it's on a hill. It's obviously not swamp. But if it's at the bottom of the hill, a couple hills coming together, yeah, I didn't get those out of the first place to put on the website. I skipped all those. Just make sure you don't meditate on a fire ant hill in Florida. Yeah. Liz Pendens helped me with my family property. Yeah, Liz Pendens. Exactly. It means lawsuit pending in Latin, basically, is what he's saying. Mechanics lien, only enforced on sale. Yeah, if the people buying it understand. Like, the lien can go and go and go. I've seen properties that are like 5-10 people, old liens, mechanics liens on there that never got paid off. So people just traded them amongst themselves, and you can trade the property, the lien out there. You can totally trade it. And title companies, no, getting title insurance on that, it's not going to happen. Like, they're not going to want to give you title insurance on those old liens. But you can still trade it. So yeah, I'm going to stop talking. Apple cider vinegar and water on ant bites. There we go. Thanks for answering the question. I know how it was worded was confusing. No, I think we figured out. Speaking of Arkansas properties, I still have not received a deed as yet. So we're looking for I just did a bunch of deeds this morning, like the last set of Arkansas deeds that I've got. Yeah, I did. I'm caught up to like Friday of last drop some checks on the floor. I got all the deeds of everything people have bought caught up until Friday of last week. Right now I was just at the notary shop this morning on the way to drop my kid off, and this camp thing they're doing, kids, and yeah, so I'll get those updated and sent out. I'm wondering, Lonely Prepper Homestead, I'm wondering what deed. Is this one of the free properties that won earlier this spring? If it's one of those, I need to work on those. There's a couple there that seem to be missing. I'm going to go back and redo those. I got to redo those. That's another project for this week, and get those out to everybody that's missing their properties from the free land giveaways. Hopefully it's one of those. That'll make sense. Angela, your child support. Well, not me. Yeah, first name Sap. Oh, Angela, you want my kid? There we go. Okay, so a bunch of thanks. It's I think, have we been going for 1.5 hours? I meant to go into 1.5 hours. I didn't even notice. I meant to go into the website and look at some of the properties that are up for sale, but I think what I'm going to do instead is make some more videos this week. I'm going to make some videos knocking prices down, and we'll just cover a couple of them here really quick. Lonely's Prepper Homestead. Yep, you had called and told me to watch the mail. That was some time ago. I don't know. I got a bunch of them processing. I just keep pushing on them. So maybe there's one we need to go get figured out. Lonely Prepper Homestead. I have a hard time taking the username to the... I think I've got a spreadsheet, because I think I've given some land to you in the past. They'll have your actual name, and I can line it up. Okay, I'm taking notes. I'll go look it up for you, see if we can figure out what's going on. Marmer Hasnovic says, what do you think about land in Michigan? Have you had a lot of luck there? I'm from Michigan. You know, I'm taking the kids to Michigan in August. So like the first half of August, my parents have a cottage on Lake Michigan that they usually rent out by the week. And the main house I grew up in there, they sold, but the cabin, they're just like a mile from each other on the beach. The cabin's still there, and they rented out. For whatever reason, it wasn't renting so well this summer. And so I got 2 weeks, like in the middle of the summer, that I can take the kids to the cabin. It was like awesome. So I'm taking the kids to the cabin. I can't wait. And so I've mailed a lot of the land in Michigan and the northern lower peninsula, like the northern half of the lower peninsula. And some of the counties I skipped because I couldn't get very good data. Some of the counties I got data, but I got really ripped off on the data because it's like names but no addresses. And other counties where I got good data and I mailed it, I just got hate. Like they were so mean to me. They were so rude. Nobody would sell me the land. It's like, oh, you're from California, blah, blah, blah. They wouldn't sell me land. I tried so hard. Like I've been fishing in that lake. I know the boat launch is just down the street from where you are. I went hunting in the woods right next to there in the state forest, and I went to school in that same town that you're talking about. That's where I'm from, And they still wouldn't talk to me. So I think I needed a Michigan address and maybe more of a solid Michigan accent. I still have an accent, but something more solid Michigan to really get into it and offer higher prices. I mean, that's always part of it too. Or a different market. Markets change. So, but that's just part of it. That's the fun part, right? Let's see who says yes. I'm on the website. I'll just roll through a couple of these. So some of the newest ones we've got on the website, I think this is Curtis putting up Texas, El Paso County. He keeps coming up with these El Paso County ones. There's Hunt County, Texas. We've got some Castilla County, Colorado, El Paso County, Texas. The Cochise we're just showing there. Tulare County, that's one of mine. Just got that one up there. El Paso County, Texas. Some more El Paso County, half acre, 0.46. These ones had like utilities and drive up access. Here's 1.04 acres, prime subdivision land, El Paso County. So he must have been getting a bunch of El Paso counties. Medina County, Texas. San Bernardino County. Oh yeah, so this is one of mine. It's a 20 acre one. Just got this one up there from an older deal. Came through. So asking $5,999. I think that's the cheapest acreage in the county by a long shot for that size in that area. Here's Amador County, California. I'm really excited about this one. I got to make some videos about that. It's 18 acres, big trees, roads. I mean, that's a sweet looking property. Jefferson County, Washington, Utah County, or Iron County, Utah. There's some Navajo County, Arizona, a couple more Navajos, and Mojave. Oh, we got some more Mojave coming on the website. Nice. People always looking for Mojaves. And then by the time we get to page 3, let's see what we get. So Mojave, Sagatuck County, Colorado, Navajo, Castilla County, Castilla, a bunch of Castilla, Oregon, Klamath County, Oregon, Castilla County, Colorado. Get the trees, get some beautiful ones. I made some videos about some of these trees in Castilla County, Colorado. Okay, so those are the properties just came on the last week or so. I'm going to try to make videos about lots of these coming up here pretty quick. I'm going to try and knock the prices down on the ones that have been on the website for a while. Like if we go out to page 31 or something here. It used to be page 36. We're getting down to maybe if I sell fast, we can get under 30. Like 40 acres in Elko County, Nevada for $6,999. That's been on there for too long. There's still a Baxter County coming up there. $5,999. I'm going to kill this Baxter one, I believe. There's more Baxter. Well, that's $999. So, properties all over the place. Thank you guys. One last question. Here we go. Hi, Luke 1 again. Do you have any property in Florida state that are low? They're probably asking for low price. I think the cheapest ones we got in Florida right now are these like $2,000 ones in Levy County. I think there's a couple $2,000 ones. There's some $25 and some $3,000 ones in there. So go look up Levy County, Florida. We've got a bunch of Levy County right now. Before I got them paid off, child support had a lien against my property, and I didn't even have any property. They had a lien against your property and didn't even have any. Yeah, I don't know. Child support. I want to stay out of that racket. Best they darn well can. Gone prospecting? Question mark. Guess that's what you call wishful thinking. LOL. Yeah. Lonely prepper homestead. I'll go. Yeah, I'll look it up. I'll look up, see where the what I can figure out on the deed history. Redefine living. I can't believe you started without me. So, okay. Thanks everybody. Hour 40-minute call there. I got to get into putting some of these ones up for sale, do more due diligence paperwork on the other ones that are coming in. Thanks everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. This is Luke Smith at RuralVacantLand.com, talking about a bunch of different land deals and a bunch of different ideas to go make some of these properties more valuable. We covered a couple ways, like adding the mobile home ideas to some of the properties. Guy here, I got to go figure out what's wrong with his deeds, where it's at, where it's missing. And yeah, so watch the live videos coming up. I'm going to try to knock prices down on a bunch of the properties that I've got in inventory that have been there for too long. And I mean, like, seriously knock the price down to make it like total no-brainer. You just buy them and go resell them kinds of things. Go buy it for cash, go sell it for terms, whatever. Just like, I just need to get them gone. I need to build the cash back up in my accounts. And I want to send more mail. That's always the case, right? Send out more offers, do more deals. And thank you. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being involved. See you again next week. Next week's going to be another 10 o'clock Pacific time because the kids are going to camp, summer camp stuff. So 10 o'clock Pacific time, Monday morning. See you then.